Would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Would you please remain standing for a moment of silence? Thank you. You may now be seated.
Good morning, Scorpions. It is Wednesday, October 24th, and you are watching Shea TV. All right, a reminder that our parent conferences are today and this evening. So conferences are being held from 1 till 4 and 5 until 8. You don't need an appointment, and we encourage you to come with your parents. Your teachers will be in the gymnasium, the cafeteria, and the media center. So you don't need an appointment, just stop on by and expect to spend between 3 and 5 minutes with each teacher. It's a half day, so there is no I&E class today. But I wanted to spend a little time talking about I&E as there seems to be some confusion out there. So for I&E, Mondays, it's a no travel day for anyone. All students are to stay put. There's binder checks. You should be checking your grades and doing your goal setting. So Mondays, again, are no travel days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are traveling to social studies, science, and electives only. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there should not be any traveling to math or English. On Wednesdays and Fridays, you are open to travel anywhere on Wednesdays and Fridays once your goal reflections have been completed. Also a reminder that when you leave for I&E, you should stay the entire time. So take your backpack and take all of your belongings with you, because once you head off to that I&E class, you will be staying there the rest of the period. So there's no going back and forth. Even if you just want to ask one question from your teacher, you will then stay in that I&E the rest of the I&E period. Okay, so I will post this up in the library so you guys can see it. But again, Mondays is no travel days for anyone. You should be doing binder checks and using this time to check your grades and do your goal setting for the week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's social studies, science, and electives only. Students will not travel to math or English on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays and Fridays, you are open to travel anywhere. And on Fridays, as a reminder, you travel after you have done your weekly reflections on your goals. All righty. Students of the Week. It is my honor to get to announce our final Student of the Week, and that is a big congratulations to Avery Graber, nominated by Mr. Swigart. So let's hear what Mr. Swigart had to say about Avery.
This week's Student of the Week is Avery Graber, nominated by Mr. Swigart. Here's what her teacher had to say about her. In the book Charlotte's Web, we read a very complimentary quote from E.B. White when he describes Charlotte. She was in class by herself. It is not often that someone comes along with a true friend and a good writer. Charlotte was both. The same sentiment could be said of Avery Graber. She seems to be so well-rounded, not only as a student, but as a person as well. She seems to be a very good friend and a good writer, among so many other positive character traits. To borrow a Winnie the Pooh quote, we could say Avery takes Pooh's advice when he says, "Think, think, think." Because Avery is a good thinker. She does all of this while maintaining a quiet and humble demeanor. She does not seek the limelight, but today, she deserves some recognition. Way to go, Avery.
Clubs, clubs, clubs. Clubs will be starting on Monday. So here's what's being offered, and you can also check out this list that is posted in the Media Center and on our website. Veterans Heritage Project is sponsored by Mr. Swigart. Sign language will be held on Thursdays with Miss Willis. Do the Math will be on Wednesdays with Mr. Runyon. Photography with Miss Erickson will be held on Wednesdays. The Native American Club will be on Mondays in the Media Center. Uno and Classic Games will be held on Tuesdays in the Media Center. And theater performance. Our entire school is so lucky that we've been invited to Shadow Mountain to see a preview of Spamalot. So that will be happening next door, and that'll be happening on Thursday. So what will happen is we're going to check into our first period classes and take attendance. Then we'll walk school-wide over together next door. We will stay and sit with our first period teachers and classes. And we're going to review our good behavior and those STING behaviors that we're looking for. And Mr. Lawrence is going to remind us with a video. We're going to stay with that. When we come back, we'll return about 9:45, and then we'll be going to our second period class. And we'll have some fun activities, including a staff student basketball game. So again, we'll go to second period, and then from 10:45 until noon, we'll have that game between the teachers and the students. It's always really intense and really fun. So come out and watch that with us. All right, Shay, that will wrap it up for us today. We won't have any more news this week because of the half day. We won't have enough time to create it. So enjoy today's half day. We hope to see you at conferences tonight. We hope you'll go out to see Spamalot Thursday or Friday night. And tomorrow we've got that school-wide assembly. All right, make it a very good day, and we'll see you back here next week.
Good morning, Shea students. Hey, we have our assembly coming up over at Shadow Mountain High School to see Spamalot. I'm really excited to be able to see that show with you and excited to be able to take the entire school over there. I just want to remind you before we go how we sting in assemblies, how we show self-control, take responsibility, have integrity, be nice, and give respect. So remember that we respond at appropriate times and we follow directions. So when we're walking over there, when we're in the facility, that make sure that we are following directions. That we enter and exit orderly and quietly. We're not yelling and screaming. This is an indoor location, so we need to make sure that you are taking responsibility and making sure you're doing what is right to do. Make sure you sit with your assigned class, so once you get in and grab your seat, go ahead and sit down. Wait for the performance to start. Under NICE, we expect you to clap and cheer to support peers when appropriate. Now, that does not mean yelling and screaming. That does not mean shouting out things. In fact, I do not want it. It is inappropriate in this setting to be shouting out words and stuff like that to performers. You can clap when it's appropriate, but a play is not a time to shout out things or really to shout during the performances. And then under give respect, to put forth your best effort. Make sure that you are a shining example of what we should be at Shea. We want to make sure that we carry ourselves with pride and dignity wherever we go. Because remember, when you go and step into a different school, you not only represent yourselves, you represent your families, you represent Shea as a school. And we want to make sure to put our best foot forward and allow us to be able to have opportunities like this in the future. So thank you for letting me take a couple minutes to talk about what to expect and how we expect you to act and behave in the assemblies. Looking forward to a fantastic assembly over at Shadow Mountain on Thursday. See you then, folks.
Think twice before you click any link saying free V-Bucks or anything like that. And also enable two-factor authentication to keep all your accounts safe. With that being said, I hope this clip makes your day just that much better.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must be